Today, we're going to take a look at a high-level overview of the Michigan cannabis market. Although still a young cannabis market, Michigan is surpassing more than other mature markets in sales from January to July. For example, Michigan has reached 970 million in sales, exceeding Washington State and Oregon, which might be plateauing. We'll cover that and more coming up.
It's only entertainment.
Welcome back to the Talking Hedge. I'm Josh Kincaid, capital markets analyst and host of your Cannabis Business Podcast. Comparing Michigan sales to other markets in the U.S., you can see that even though Michigan's young, it's surpassing more mature markets like Oregon, Washington. As sales already this year surpassing 970 million, only 145 million behind Colorado. Breaking that down by monthly sales, you can see just how quickly the market in Michigan is growing in 2021 compared to the more mature markets. Michigan cannabis sales started the year well behind Washington and then surpassed sales in March. Then in May, cannabis sales were less than 8.5 million short of overtaking that Colorado sales. So we can see specifically the Michigan adult use and medical sales month by month. In January, the medical sales made up 38%. That's decreased down to 27%. So adult use sales continuing to grow on average 10% a month year to date. Looking at the growth month over month can help kind of look at the predictive future compared to growth rates between various markets. And looking at Michigan specifically, they've got a consistently higher month over month growth than Michigan's medical sales. So growth for both portions of adult use and medical are slowing down slightly, indicating that the market is heading towards a more stable position. But just to note that Michigan is following the same month over month growth as other more mature markets. Looking at categories share, focusing on Michigan, you can see that the market has the highest shares to edibles, followed by Colorado, and the second highest share of flower with Nevada. Michigan also has the third highest shares of vape pens, relatively low pre-rolls and concentrate category shares, fairly typical of what we see in similar conservative markets, where you'll see vape pens and then eventually pre-rolls will tick up about 10% or whatever, after a few months, after people kind of see it and gets normalized. And pre-rolls will increase, concentrates probably increase, and flower will dip down to close to 40%. Since edibles have the highest market share in California, Colorado, and Michigan, we'll dive a little bit deeper to look at that segment, with Michigan selling a little bit more than caramels and chews and taffies than Colorado and California. Michigan's not selling as many gummies, although still a dominant edible by a wide margin. Pricing of edibles in California, Colorado, and Michigan, the orange bar and the graph are total units sold, and the blue dots show the average item price. So California had sold more edibles so far in 2021 than Michigan and Colorado combined. Michigan sold more edibles in Colorado by 416,000, and Michigan's selling their edibles on an average item price of $14, which is 11% lower than California's $16. But Michigan stands out among other U.S. cannabis markets with the second to largest average basket size so far this year, $81. So they're definitely standing in line for a long time and waiting to buy a whole bunch of stuff. Maybe that's because they're from out of state on the other side of the border. Maybe that's because they don't want to stand in line, but $81 is definitely a lot more. It's 2.3 times lower than Washington's average size, which has the smallest basket of any state. That's because we go and grab it when we want. It's really convenient. There's stores everywhere. Even California is decreasing, though. And again, we'll have a report on all of that in a couple of weeks, showing a lot more data for a lot more states. And what we've seen is California's average basket size is decreasing. It used to be over $65, which was the minimum for deliveries. And now we're seeing that being reduced, which indicates that people are going into the stores more and they're buying less, bringing that total dollar down. That's my thought. If you got a different idea, let me know. With that, we're going to roll this one up. I'm Josh Kincaid. This is The Talking Hedge. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, or don't, and I'm out. Don't forget to smash that like button on your way out and check out these other videos that we've got.